I just have one question for everybody out there. Do you remember when everybody said my Dallas Cowboys had no chance without Micah Parsons? Dead and buried without Micah Parsons. And without Micah Parsons, we just, as you pointed out, beat last year's 2 Super Bowl teams back-to-back in 4 days. And I remind you that we did, once upon a time, earlier this year, score 40 points on Green Bay with Micah playing all the way. So all that adds up to, you better look out for Dallas right now, because Dallas is the one team nobody wants to deal with. And don't look now, but Jerry Jones is perfectly positioned to win Executive of the Year because of the Micah Parsons trade. And don't look now, but Dak Prescott, I think, just took over the MVP race and is perfectly positioned to run away with the MVP race. Okay, you're disagreeing, but we'll get to that.
Stafford maybe might still be at the top.
Skip, I ain't even say nothing.
Okay, I just let me finish, and then you can go. And speaking of you, I love you, man, and you were a great player, one of the greatest corners ever. I don't think you, at your greatest, at your nastiest, could have dealt with these 2 wideouts, either one of them, because this is the most dynamic wideout duo I have ever seen in all my years of closely studying the National Football League. I don't think you could have dealt with George Pickens or CeeDee Lamb at your greatest for an entire game. I think you'd had a hard time with either or both of them.
Shots fired, Lee.
You got me fucked up.
Let him know, Lee.
Thank you.
All right. Got me fucked up.
Okay.
But continue.
And despite all that offensive explosion, the key to the game yesterday to me was Kansas City predictably went up 14-7. And would you believe that my joke of a defense then forced Patrick Mahomes, the greatest, I keep hearing he's the greatest ever. He's on his way to becoming the GOAT. We forced Patrick Mahomes to punt 4 straight times. 4 straight. Didn't even get a long field goal out of the next 4 possessions, and it allowed us to regain control of the game, 17-14 at halftime, and we convincingly won the second half to me. We were in control from start to finish of the second half of the game. And that defense, because of Quinnon and Kenny Clark giving us 2 legit, real guy anchors in the middle of that defensive line, has all of a sudden brought Jadeveon Clowney back to life. He, at age 32, which is not too old, he's starting to look like the number 1 pick in the draft again. Every time I look up, 42's in the middle of something. He had 2 big sacks yesterday. And that defense held Patrick Mahomes' offense, which was averaging 376 yards a game, to 362. We held him below his average for the year through the first 11 games. And all I can say is that the defense now gives us a legitimate chance just to be decent enough to complement the most explosive offense in the league, to me, by far. Indy got exposed by Kansas City. We did not get exposed by Kansas City, because look what we did to Spags' defense this season. The worst he's allowed of first downs was 23 yesterday to my Dallas Cowboys. 9 third-down conversions in 15 tries, highest they've allowed all year to my Dallas Cowboys. And all of a sudden you look up and the Cowboys are easily the hottest team in the league, the team nobody wants to play, a team that is going to win out, and a team that is going to make the playoffs. So, Aqib, I ask you, I give the floor to you now. Please respond.
I like it, Skip. I love what the Cowboys doing, man. I got no rebuttal, Skip. Hey, they come out and they play like that. You right. They're going to the playoffs, and they're going to be a fucking problem when they get there. You know what I'm saying? I see BB back at center. They getting healthy, and shit. I could have dealt with them, Skip. Don't do me like that. But this wide receiver duo, man, hey, they a fucking problem, bro. Don't nobody in the league, not counting league, because I ain't in the league no more, but nobody currently in the league right now, they don't want no smoke with these boys, Skip.
No.
You right, Skip, man. They don't want no problems with these boys, man. Dak, I don't know if he passed up Stafford yet, but man, Dak doing what the fuck he been doing all year, man. Hey, offense look explosive, and you hit it on the head. If that defense started just being manageable, just be decent, man. If they would have been doing this all year, if they could have been decent all year, they'd have fucking 3 losses this year. You know what I'm saying? So, no rebuttal, Skip. I'm with you, man. I'm in Dallas now. It's live out here. It's playoff time, baby. You know what I'm saying? And shit, I'm rocking with you, Skip. Them boys going to the playoffs. I think they can win out. I look at the schedule. I don't really see why they got a big game against the Lions on the road.
Yeah.
They got a big game against the Lions on the road. If they can take this same energy to Detroit, come away with that win, hey, it's gonna be a fucking problem in Dallas, man. I'm telling you.
Wow. You want to go, Cody?
Yeah, I'll go. I think you said it perfectly. I know we give you a hard time, Skip, but I can't today. That was an unbelievable win by your Cowboys. It really was. And what they've done the last 2 weeks, to go down by 21 points to the defending champs in the second quarter, come back and win that game, and then to go toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, who also have their backs against the wall, and still find a way to win this game after another terrible start, too. But I think it came down to 2 things, one of which you already said, but I'm going to start somewhere else. I think it came down to Dak Prescott. The way that he played in this football game, to have as bad as a start as he did, to throw an interception on his second attempt of the game on the first third down, terrible pick right to Jalen Watson. And then after that, besides maybe almost one interception to Bolton, he played nearly flawless. He was in command of the offense. His eyes, which were important to me when I watched the film, were consistently in the right spot. And he knew where the pressure was coming from. And Tony Romo kept talking about not taking his hots. To me, it looked like he was buying time. He knew where the free rusher was. Knowing the route concepts, he knew that I could wait just a little bit longer and then find the open guy. Did a really good job of that. The way that he used his legs to extend plays, too, I think is going to be a big part of their offense going forward. Javonte Williams didn't have a huge day on the ground, but did enough to where the play action really opened up, and that's a big part of their offense right now. But where Dak excelled for me was on third down. Outside of that first third down attempt and fourth down, the one fourth down they had, he was 12 of 15 for 156 yards and 2 touchdowns on third and fourth down combined. That is winning football. You mentioned it. There were 59% conversion rate on third down. As an offense, we shoot right around 40. If we can get around 40%, that's winning football. 59% against Spags, and it wasn't like Spags was sitting back and letting him take underneath routes and playing cover 2 and taking middle shots. They were lighting his ass up all game long. He never flinched. He never got flustered. He dissected the defense, made some big-time plays. Huge shout-out to Dak Prescott in that game. But the other thing for me is the difference was those last 2 drives for the Chiefs before halftime and then the first 2 drives coming out of halftime. Remember, you said they go up 14-7, and it felt like, not going to lie, I'm watching, oh, shit, here we go. This is the Cowboys defense that we saw early in the year. Dak's going to have to put up 35 in this game to try to win. But no, they buckled down after that. They get a stop. The second drive before halftime, and then the last drive before halftime, which is so important. On offense, we call it the last 4 and the first 4. If you get the ball at the end of the half and you get the ball to start the half, you can put up 14 points right there, which can change the outcome of the game. But instead, your defense got 2 big stops. Then they got another punt on their second drive out of halftime. Your offense went and scored 13 points. They go take the lead, and it went back and forth at the end, but they found a way to get it done. It was really impressive to watch. They played some good football. That defensive line, as much of a hard time as we've given them this year, now with Kenny Clark and Quinnon Williams, and don't forget about Oso Digizua, he's still there. And then Jadeveon Clowney, like you mentioned, had 2 sacks yesterday. He's getting after the quarterback. Logan Wilson's a huge pickup. But for me, the difference maker on defense is when Overshown is out there. When I watch their tape from early in the year to where they are now, you can tell a significant difference from when Zero's on the field and when he's not on the field. The ability that he has at that linebacker position to tackle, to cover, his speed sideline to sideline is so impressive. If they can keep this up, I don't want to say that defense is for real. I told you I needed to wait to see what they did against the Chiefs. I'm definitely on board. But if they can keep it up, go to Detroit next week too and get another win, I'm with the key, man. I think they can make the playoffs.
But you did say if they beat the Chiefs, you'd be sold.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
you should wait till Thursday.
Yeah,
Thursday. We need answers.
You did tell us. This is going to be telling.
I'll say this. I think secondary-wise, it's tough, man. No, you know what? I'm in, Skip. I'm sold.
Cody
I know it's different personnel, but I flash back to giving 40 up to the Packers, to the way they played against the Bears, to the way they played the Panthers. that's tough for me to kind of just throw away. But they do have new players. They do have Quinnon and
Quinnon.
Agreed.
They still gave up 28 now.
That's why you know what? But hey,
just you could give 28 up every game and win. You know what I'm saying? It's better. It's better, but you know, it still is 28 points now.
Yeah, they got 20 up to Pat Mahomes, so you got to take that into account too. But early, I was a little nervous myself, but then I had to think, like, hold up. Dallas has really become a second-half team. So if they could keep this game within a score, 10 points, no doubt in my mind they could win that game, especially at home. Now, Dak been the MVP all year. I don't know what y'all talking about Stafford. Dak been the MVP. He just hasn't had the supporting cast. He hasn't had the defense to keep up with other teams.
Well, he hasn't had the dubs either. I mean,
now the defense was relinquishing those dubs. Right? So the dubs, of course, accumulate to that MVP voting. But as far as individual play, Dak been snapping all year. It's just the defense can't hold nobody, right? Yeah. And, I mean, they gave up 28, like Lee said, but at the end of the day, they stopping the run. And when you can stop the run and you can run the ball, man, you can stay in the game. And all faith in Dak, all faith in that receiving core. CD came out, no drops. No drops, so that was, you know,
I'm playing with CD, man.
Hey, man, I love CD. But look, in them big games against the Eagles, he was dropping the ball. Let's just keep it a buck.
I think he's just allergic to the Eagles. He struggles versus the Eagles.
That's what I said. Most of them 7 came against the Eagles.
So act like this man a rookie or something, and this is year 1 playing against the Eagles. This nigga been killing the Eagles for years. We're
not talking about years. We talking about this year. So he got the drops. Let's get past it. He didn't have no drops. No. They won the game. Dak's still MVP. They're going to make the playoffs. But they got a home run threat in the backfield. Malik Davis.
Well, he had one.
He's finding a seam, and he's making big plays, man. And he don't got to rush the ball all day long. But he's a counter to Williams. And that's what they need. You need that pounder that's going to hit and hit and hit and hit. And you got that home run threat.
He's got a little burst.
Man, he got some burst, man. He made guys miss.
Safety miss.
He that 4-3 looking nice, man. It's hard to make 4-3 look nice. You know, I know that for a fact. You know what I'm saying? But once you do that, man, I'm all for the Cowboys. They're going to make this playoffs. And if that secondary could button it up just a little bit. That's just button it up a little bit, man. We need more from Bland. Like,
who?
Nah, Trey will be back.
When is Diggs back? Do you want Diggs back?
I don't.
Okay.
Wow. Man, we got to have Diggs back.
Hey, I understand on talent, but he never bought into Eber fraud, as we used to call him. Now I'm back. I'm going to call him by his real. He's Eber Flus.
Oh, that's a big step.
And Trevon, he's beat up. He's, as Coach Gruden has said a couple times, he's not the fastest guy. In this Savon Revel that they drafted in the 3rd round, he should have been a first-round pick, and he just got healthy off his knee reconstruction, and he played the whole way yesterday. I'm telling you, he is really good, really solid. He was giving Mahomes trouble yesterday. Mahomes had trouble finding somebody because between him and Bland, I think they do a better job than Trevon Diggs has been doing. And I just don't know if Diggs' heart is in it. And maybe when he comes back, he'll sort of get with the program and
everybody else
come out of it. Yeah, like it'll lift him up. But I don't miss him. I didn't miss him yesterday. I don't know.
Well, he's better than both corners they got playing right now, Skip. Stop that.
Cowboys Nation. Let me talk to you today with the fire and intensity of a fan who just watched his team rise from the grave and punch the entire NFL in the mouth. Because what we're witnessing from the Dallas Cowboys right now is not luck, not hype, and not a temporary spark. This is a full-scale transformation, a rebirth of a franchise that was left for dead at 3-5-1 and has now become the one team nobody, absolutely nobody wants to face in December. And what makes this run even more unbelievable is that it's happening without Micah Parsons. Remember the national narrative? The Cowboys were done. Over. No chance. Couldn't win big games without Micah. Couldn't compete with elite offenses. Couldn't hold it together after losing a superstar. And yet here we are. Back-to-back wins over both Super Bowl teams from last season in just 4 days, including a statement win over Patrick Mahomes, where Dallas not only survived the Chiefs' avalanche, but forced Mahomes to punt 4 straight times. Think about that. The quarterback who's supposed to be unstoppable was shut down by a Cowboys defense that everyone mocked early in the season. This defense, anchored by Quinnon Williams and Kenny Clark, suddenly looks real, suddenly looks mean, suddenly looks like the missing piece. And yes, suddenly makes Jadeveon Clowney look like the #1 pick again. Every time the camera cut to him, he was wrecking a play, collapsing a pocket, making Mahomes uncomfortable. That's coaching, that's personnel, and that's identity. But let's be honest, the heartbeat of this team is Dak Prescott. For years, people questioned whether Dak could rise in big moments, whether he could go toe-to-toe with the greats, whether he could carry this team when they needed him most. Well, these last 2 weeks have answered everything. Dak didn't just compete against Mahomes, he outplayed him. He took an early mistake, shook it off, and put on one of the most complete, mature, surgical performances of his entire career. 3rd downs, under pressure, 4th downs, Dak was a machine. And while we're talking about elite performances, Cowboys Nation, we need to speak on this wide receiver duo. George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb have become the most dangerous pair in the NFL. They are destroying coverages, they are beating bracket schemes, they are torching elite corners. Teams can take one away, but they can't take both. And that's exactly why Dallas is exploding offensively week after week. Jerry Jones took risks that the world mocked, trading Micah, betting on Schottenheimer, adding veterans others overlooked, and right now, those risks look like genius. This team is healthier, tougher, faster, and more emotionally bonded than anything we've seen in years. And the most frightening part for the rest of the league, Dallas is becoming a second-half team. They take punches early, adjust, and finish stronger than anyone. That is the DNA of playoff winners. So Cowboys Nation, the question now is simple. Can Dallas run the table? Can they punch their ticket to the playoffs and become the team no one wants to face in January? I believe they can. I believe this team is different. And I believe the NFL is finally waking up to the reality that the Dallas Cowboys are no longer a storyline. They are a threat. What about you? Do you think Dallas finishes the job and storms into the playoffs? Let me know your opinion below. If you're rocking with this run, like the video and subscribe for more Cowboys Nation report. We're just getting started.